Hello and welcome, Iman. Welcome to Flutter Original Series. So I'm so glad to have you on board today and talking about your package, Eiffel chart. So let us know who you are.
Hi Majid, thank you for having me. I really appreciate to participating in the Flutter Origins. I Iman. I started my development journey from about 7 years ago, and it's about 3 years that I'm working on Flutter. Uh, yes, and I started developing FL chart from about 2 years ago, and here we are.
We're gonna actually go for a pair program. But before that, let's have a quick introduction to your package for those probably who don't know. First of all, FL chart. So probably it's available on pop.dev, right? So people can go there and probably can download it from pop.dev for sure. And here is the repo as well. I'm gonna actually put all the links and everything that we mentioned here in the comment below, or maybe somewhere in the show note. Don't worry about it. So we're gonna mention all of that. But then in the documentation or in the GitHub repo, I see that the latest release is version. You are not still in version 1, right? You're still experimenting.
Yes, there are some most needed features, and I think they are crucial to uh, jumping to the initial version. I think I need to implement those features first, then I can call the FL chart uh, one version.
Okay, cool. So in my statistic page, I'm actually looking for two different like chart for now. Maybe having one of these pie charts, or also I found one chart here scattered. Like this is a cool chart that I found it very nice. So maybe we can implement these together. So, but then guide me. So if I want to now implement, let's go back actually to my code. So by the way, so you are going to pair program with me. You're gonna have access to this code base, and that's very good. Here is the Iman. So both of us are on this code base to pair program. So Iman, then what should I do first? Well, I can assume the first thing we should do is probably go to like popspec.yaml file and add your package, right? And that's the first thing.
Right, right.
Is it FL chart? And so version was 362. Was it that or 362?
0.2. Yes, yes,
Here we go.
correct.
Okay, good. So then, okay, let's go to my main.dart. Now, well, I added now to popspec.yaml file. So can I create like a screen here? For example, let's have like stats, maybe stats.dart, and let's have stats screen. And do I need to have like a stateless widget or a stateful? So what do you recommend here?
It depends on your usage. If you have values that can change in the runtime, you can extend a stateful widget. But if you don't have any values that change, a stateless is okay.
Okay, that's good. So for now, I created my page. So this is my application, by the way, if you want to see. For now, what it does, if I click, I can go to the menu. I have some kind of like, coffees. I can just go there and like change. This is my application. Add to cart, I have a support chat. I'm going to have a profile and stuff like that. But for now, to keep it simple, so of course, the statistic page will come somewhere in the bottom menu or maybe in in my profile or somewhere in the setting menu. But for now, to keep it simple, because I want to focus on your package instead of my application, and later I can move around this screen. Let's go and in main.dart, instead of homepage, I'm going to replace it with a statistic page. So that's going to replace it with that empty pages that I created. Let's refresh and see. Okay, now I'm ready. So I'm ready. I'm going to go to statistic page. Here is my statistic page. So my use case is simple. I have a bunch of like data which I will receive from my backend perhaps, and that gives me like a number of items that I purchase, like monthly calculation of my orders, and perhaps I want to see like every month how much I spend on coffees and things like that. For now, we can maybe mock the data. So you help me. How can I mock even for your chart? But like I think the best option for the first look of the statistic page, my page, is some kind of having like a bar chart. So it shows like every month some kind of usage, or not usage, like the spend of money that you know I do on the app every month. So do you have like a bar chart or something that I
Yes,
can like
yes, we
implement?
have bar chart. You easily can put the bar chart in the child of container, but let me explain that the FL chart cannot calculate how much space you need, and you have to wrap it in the size
Uh-huh.
widget or something like aspect ratio. I mean, you need to define the size of the chart because it's hard to calculate
I see.
how much space do you need.
Okay, this is a great point. This is a great point. So let's say actually we want to implement three maybe charts. So can I go for a column for now, maybe for this page?
Yes, it's good, but you need to define the height for each chart.
Yeah, sure, we do that. We will do that. So for now, I have only one for now. So can I just what is the class for creating this like bar chart? Is it like a class, or is it like a constructor with some factory, or how does it
It's
work?
a class which extends animated, implicit animated widget. In fact, it's a widget. A bar chart, it's a widget and have a constructor that gets a bar chart data. You have to provide your data in the bar chart data class, and anything like colors and width of bars, everything is inside the bar chart data. For now, you can build the bar chart widget, and then we can provide the data.
Okay, that's a good point. So what is the widget name? Is
Bar
it
chart,
like bar chart
exactly,
or
bar chart.
something? Okay, probably I need to import FL chart first, right? Yeah. So let's actually import it from FL chart. Is it like
FL
FL
underline chart,
chart?
correct.
Here you go. Okay, something is wrong. Probably I have not imported. Let's make sure that I have downloaded that. By the way, your package is now
Yes.
safe, right? So I'm not worried about that. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So yes, is something here is coming. Okay. Then that I
Bar chart.
have, you said bar. Here you go. I have bar chart. Okay. So, and what is the data here
Okay, you
then?
need to,
Can we look at bar chart data
yes, you need
here?
to provide the data to provide to the bar chart.
Okay, so then I can say bar chart data, right? Oh, and then I have a bunch of
Yes, in
properties
fact,
here.
anything we draw in the bar chart is provided using bar chart data. It's a wrapper around everything you need to draw the chart.
I see. So, and now, so if I check now this class, can I figure out like none of them are
Yes,
required,
yes, all of
right?
them are optional. And
I see. So, but then if I now hit the press, like hit the save button, can I see a chart? Or why don't
I
I see
think
a
you
chart?
see a blank screen. Let's try.
Because I didn't have passed any data, or oh, I have some kind of
That's
layout
because you
issue.
didn't provide the height for the chart.
Aha! Oh, you told me. So how should I do that? Should I wrap this with a maybe a container or maybe an aspect
Uh,
ratio or
I
something?
suggest wrap it in a aspect ratio because it supports all screens, all kind of screens. It's better to wrap in a aspect ratio.
Okay, that's a good point then. So let's go for aspect ratio. So here is the aspect ratios, and I do have child here, and I do need aspect ratio. What should I pass here? Do you know?
Try
I don't know it by double. Like, what is the
one
good?
is totally a square, and I think two is
Yes.
okay. Something is. Uh,
Yeah, we see something is coming. Something is coming. Maybe I can actually wrap this with a safe area. Um, should I? Should I? Maybe I can add an app bar here, just for. Yeah, here you go. Okay, so something is coming. I think it's nice to have a little bit padding, but why it's
it's
not like
because
100%?
we uh, we default draw the left titles, and the area in the left side of the screen is reserved for the left titles. We don't show the right titles by
I
default.
see.
Uh, you need to put extra
I see.
padding on right to stay in the middle.
Can I just maybe add like main axis, not cross axis here, like cross axis to stretch, and that could
No, no.
fix it? No, it doesn't. Anyway, so um, so but then I don't have any chart, so I was supposed to see something, isn't it? So how should I pass
Okay,
this
in bar chart
data?
data, there's a property called bar groups, I think, and in bar groups, we support to yes,
Yeah,
it
here you
gets
go.
a list of bar group data, I think, and in each bar group, you can provide some bars, and in your case, I think you need to only provide one bar in each bar group.
I see. I see. So it's actually a list of bar group data, and that and the x is required, which is an integer. Let's say, whoa, I
You need
broke
to
it.
provide the bar road in each bar group data.
Where should I do that?
Uh,
Will you actually join and help
okay,
it
okay.
here?
Here we have bar roads, and in your case, we only need one bar road data.
I see. What is the bar rows? Okay, I see.
Uh,
It's like one of these
uh,
rows, like
yes,
bars.
yes. Each bar is a bar road data. We have bar group data because in some cases you need to group your bars. For example, in each
I
month
see.
you need to show your cost and your income, for example, and in that cases you need to
Mhm.
group the cost and income each bar group data. For now, we only need to
I see.
one bar row data. For example, we can put it 10, and let's create three. In last, we need to put 12 bar group data. For now, let's try with three bar group, and yes, now we can see what
Okay,
happened.
it is because
Uh,
probably I need to restart. Here we go. Okay, here it's coming. Okay, the chart is coming here. But then, so,
there's
but
a
it seems like something is funky here, like on top. I don't see like the whole chart.
No, no, that's only the last title on the left side, and that's an
I see.
issue. We need to fix it, and uh, for now, I think if we put inside the padding, it should be work. Uh,
Okay, okay. So you mean that if I just bar chart here, so if I just have a wrapper here like this, and then like restart it, let's say. Okay, here it's coming. Yeah. So probably I need to remove. Oh, sorry. I need to remove this padding from here and maybe add it somewhere on top of the tree, like here. Perhaps it's better. Yeah, here we go. Okay.
yes,
But then let's say, Iman, so yeah, go ahead.
there's a property called alignment, which you can provide it in the bar chart data alignment. It gets you bar chart alignment, which have some options like center and space around it. The idea is from the alignment in the row and column. I used these values for drawing the bars. Uh, now you have
Yeah, sure.
now we have a space between alignment. We can change it to something like, for example, center, and if you run it, the bars are going to be centered in the chart. Uh,
Aha. Okay. So previously it was a space between, and now, like by default, is a space between, and now it's centered.
yes, yes.
So it's okay. Okay, I understood. Okay. So, and all right. So one thing that I noticed that I need for a chart here is that many times I want to have like an overlay. Like when I tap over something, I want to see some kind of data. Or by the way, is your package does your package support web and other platforms too?
Yes, it supports web and desktop, and in those uh, platforms, the mouse gesture is supported, and when you hover your mouse on the charts, the tooltip is shown. But in the mobile, you
Okay,
need
very
to
good.
tap.
Yes, sure. How can I add it? Because it's very common. So I really want to have some kind of tips, like a tool tip here to show, like, okay, what is this bar? So what does it show and stuff like that.
Uh,
So how can I do that?
okay, I think by default we have, press on a bar. I think we show by default something. Yes,
Here
why?
it's coming. But
We need to change the color.
how can I change the design of this bar?
Okay, I think uh, we have something like touch data in the bar chart data here.
No, I mean generally, Iman, I want this chart to be nicer because I see your examples and they look very nice. But now when I draw it, so it doesn't look very nice. So how can I just manipulate the design a bit here? Do you have like a custom property or something that I can pass my design or change it a bit? So how theming, some kind of theming work on this package or
Okay,
chart?
there are a lot of customization properties, and you can try them and implement your needed design. For example, in each bar road, you have a lot of property like colors, gradient color, and you can change the width of
Aha.
them. For example, we can change the color. Uh, Colors gives you gets you a list of color because we support gradient. If you provide one color, uh, we draw a solid color. If you provide three colors in the colors property, we draw a gradient color.
Hmm.
For example,
So
here
like
if
here,
uh
yeah, go ahead.
okay. For example, here if we provide, for example, colors dot green. Uh, okay, we have provided three colors: green, red, and blue. And now, if you uh, run it, we can see a gradient in the
Yeah,
first.
let's run it.
Okay.
Here you go. Okay. So actually, I can. That's very nice. Very nice. So yeah, sure. That's very nice. So then I can actually copy this to each of my like data, for example. But can I remove the border of this, surface where the charts are drawing?
Yes,
Because it
yes.
seems like it has like a border.
Okay. Can I write code? Uh, in bar chart data, we have a border data property, and by default, we draw the border. You can customize it by providing a FL border data, and there are some properties like show. If you put false in the show property, the border should be gone.
Okay. Now it's gone. Can I also like have border for left and bottom, but not the rest? Like customize the like each side?
Yes, exactly. There is a border property, and the border, I think, uh, the border gets bottom, left, right, and top. And for example, you can
Aha.
put the left a border side. In the border side, you can provide the width, the color, and anything you like. For example, uh, let's only create the bottom side, and for example, we color it red, and we can increase the width by, for example, 4. The default is 1. Now we put 4.
Sure. Cool. Let's actually see how it looks. Okay. Here it's look okay. Now it's looking better. Now it's looking better. So uh I have one question here. So let's first of all fix these parentheses. Uh, and then here is, this is saying six. Um, this is saying four. And I think this is this data that I'm passing, right? So how can I change this color like that? Because that doesn't, first of all, where is the last one? So this one comes, I think it's just way ahead of the chart or the
Yes,
canvas
that
size.
that's drawn outside of the chart, and that is another problem that we need to fix. Uh, there's a trick for solve this, like the uh, title we fix with the padding. here we can again put it in the padding because it draws the tooltip outside of the chart. We don't allow to
Aha.
paint outside the
So you
chart.
mean that like, but then when you sing padding, so you mean that in bar chart, the bar chart here, should I have a padding like wrapped it with a padding, or where should I have this padding? Like here,
No,
like
in the bar chart.
doing like
But
that?
I have a better idea. Let's put the bar chart in the center of a screen.
Ah, go ahead.
Uh, okay. Let me. Uh, in the column, we can use main axis alignment.
But then I want to have several charts so in one page. So
Uh, okay. Let's keep it in the top, and we can fix it by wrap the bar chart with a padding. Uh, Let me put it in the padding.
aha, yeah, here is what I said. So you wrap technically the bar chart with a padding, and then it will add some kind of space on top, and then it will, yeah, show that particular thing. Okay, that's cool. Let's add some more in the right side. Now it looks better. Okay, so um, but then yeah, this is a very cool one. So is there any tips and tricks here so I can just like I need to take into account when I want to work with your package?
hmm hmm there's a trick to change the titles that drawn on the bottom and left side of the chart. Uh, First of all, let's fix the x value. Let's change the second to 2 and the third to, sorry, to 3. And now we want to update the text, the button text. A lot of people asking how they can change the this uh, text that's drawn on the bottom of chart. Uh, in the bar chart
Yes.
data, we have we have an no here we have an axis titles data
Access.
property, yes, and here
Aha.
here you can provide each side of the chart. For example, we now want to modify the bottom titles, and here gets a side titles. And yes, here you can customize the text that drawn in the bottom of chart. For example, you can customize the text style. It gets you the text style of the Flutter, and here you can customize the button titles. It works like it gives you a value and it accepts a string. For example, we can put
I
a
see.
hard-coded hello there, and then we can use a switch case to show name of months on the bottom of chart value. Uh, I mean, each time value is 0, value is 1, 2, 3, 4 to 12, and for each of them you can provide a unique string.
Okay, so it seems like there is some kind of error here, and it's like, yeah, you assign this to something that you should not. Oh, it's axis title, not side title. But then you don't have.
Wait a minute. I think we are doing wrong because I'm sure that is site title. Here you go. There are two properties: titles data and
Title
axis
data.
titles data. Titles data is what you are seeing in the screen. Axis title is a general title for each site. For example, uh, for button you can write
Aha.
months, or for left side you can uh, write costs.
I see. I see. I see. I see. So then let's actually write something title text here. So like month.
Sorry, I thought.
And then it should appear somewhere. So and then let me actually write it. So in the titles data, then I have FL titles data, which okay, so which I can actually define left, right, and everything. So here you go. And then I have site titles. Here you go. And then in site title, you said I have a get. Okay, I do have a style and also titles. So I can go for titles, which is giving me like a value, as you said. And I can, yeah, so like, let's say whatever value it is, plus one. I just want to add some, well, not one, maybe like star or something. I just want to, okay. Something is wrong because I don't see that. Does it work like together with Axis title?
Yet it should work together. Let me check what's wrong. Ah, the default show property of site titles is false, and you need to uh, show it. You need to change it to true.
Aha, good point. Okay, so good point. Here we go. It's coming. That's cool. That's cool. All right. So then, so maybe we should. Yeah. Okay. Now I see what's coming here. So nice. This is nice. So any other two tips or tricks that I should take into account?
Uh, there are a lot of options for customizing your chart, and I don't know how we can make it more fantastic, because I'm very bad in designing UI UX design, and it's better to have a design and start to modify the chart to achieve the design.
Cool. I agree with you. So, but let's move on to your examples because here is the good examples. So these are all done with this chart.
Yes, I suggest you and everybody to first of all see the examples, because in the example I try to cover all options that you can provide to the chart, and then going to implement what you need, because there are a lot of options.
Okay, sure. You do also support animations. Is it like some kind of by default, or should I pass my animation? How does that work? Can we implement one animation for the last part of this show?
Okay, the animations are handled and inspired by something like animated container. In the container, you provide values, and instantly the
Aha.
design changes
Okay.
to that value. And in the animated container, uh, whenever you change some property, it animates under the hood. And FL chart works like that. For example, if you change a value of a road, and make a state change by set a state function, or running instant running hot reload, it gets animated to the value you provided.
Yes. Okay. Uh, I I I want to actually end this show. It's very cool. I can sit here and play like hours and hours with this, and maybe create these amazing charts and playful one. Especially this one is it's both colorful and very nice. So it seems like it's also running very fast and smooth, like 60 FPS, as what else also does in Flutter. I really liked it. So one last thing that we want to do, maybe for today, is this one. So how can I make this bar go the other way around instead of
Mhm.
top?
Uh,
This is very
you
cool.
can create another bar group with a bar root and provide a negative value. It goes to the bottom.
Let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, so if I provide a negative value, it can handle it automatically, like that one. Oh, but that doesn't look good.
The red line is the border line, and border line is around the chart. Uh, I don't remember how I handled
Ah,
the
okay.
middle line in the example, but we can see the source code of that example you saw. Uh, okay, I remember. There are some grid lines, behind the chart. We can draw some grid lines. In that example, we only showed the centered line and we changed the style of the line. For example, now you can remove the red line because we don't anymore need the border line. Border draws around the chart. Let's remove the
Yeah, sure. So then you suggest that I need to remove the border first of all. And actually, let's also remove the title. No, let's keep it. So here is the border. I don't need this border. Oh, or maybe I should have the border, but just
yes,
say off.
exactly. Note there is
Okay,
let me write this. There is a grid
sure.
data in the FL grid data. Uh, there are some functions to handle how the grids should work. For example, let us show it first, and let's see the options. Uh, we don't need any vertical line, and for example, we set false for them, and for horizontal lines we only need the zero line, uh,
Yeah, sure,
and let's run this code, see what happens.
sure. Yeah,
Okay, now you can
cool.
customize the
That's
you can now
perfect.
customize the style of the line by uh, get a horizontal line, and again it gives you a value. You have to provide a FL line, I think.
Oh, yeah, I can actually I can have like border in, like I can even customize that
Yes, that's
border.
not a
I
border.
mean, and you have like a custom widget for that doing that,
That
like
there are
FL line.
a lot of background grid lines, and in this case we only show the zero line. If we pass this through,
Aha,
yes, yes, all
one of
values
them.
are going to
Okay,
drop.
that's smart.
In the FL line, you can provide the color, stroke width, and dash array if you want to draw a dashed line. For example,
I see. So here I can actually pass like color. Here you go. You are typing. Sorry.
Colors dot, for example, purple,
Yeah, I mean, well, we can go with one color. I mean, it's
and
fine.
change width to, for example, 2.
And can I also change the width? Like, I think there's something wrong with width. It's not width.
Ah, it's
Oh,
a
it's
stroke width.
stroke width.
Yes.
Here you go. Sorry, stroke. Here you go. Aha, now it's changing. Ah, now it's looking good. Looking good. I mean, in general, one problem I have is that this size.
Uh, okay.
Go ahead.
I mean, there are a lot of options to customize the chart, and you need to uh, keep going and change the values to achieve what you want. Okay,
Play
yes.
with it.
You are right. The height is narrow, and please expand it. I think the ratio 1 is good because it is the complete square.
Cool. That's actually cool. So I actually wanted to see how it looks, how it works, and I now know actually how I can add this chart to my um like application and how I can play with it. There are lots of options for sure, and there are also good examples that you provided in your replay. Last question of the day: if I want to contribute to your package, so perhaps the first possible uh, starting point is to come to this repo, which is FL chart under your profile on GitHub. So, do you have any recommendation here? Where to start? What should I do
Okay,
for?
there's a contributing.md file. You can open it, and I try to explain whatever you need to get started, architecture, and I try to explain how the charts work under the hood.
This was great session. Pair programming together. You guided me to add a chart to my statistic page. Of course, still a lot to do. I totally understand it, but the point was to get you on board, talking about your package and show me what I can do with your package. And it seems it's quite flexible, quite friendly to create any type of, chart. We didn't have enough time to go through all the possible options, like probably animations and making them much more beautiful than, what I created right now. But in fact, I think it's more than enough for me. I could get us started with that. Now I know the package. I'm gonna go and create this you know, beautiful page. And maybe later I will share it with you. You can rate my design skills with your package. But with that said, Iman, then I really appreciate you joining me today. Really appreciate sharing your knowledge and your expertise, especially regarding your package with the community. And thank you very much. If you have anything to share, please let us know. Otherwise,
Thank you, Majid.
have a great day.
Have a good night.